Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of AdMail. This is Bergman, founder and CEO of IRA Financial. I'm here to help you find the answers to the most frequently asked questions from my clients about self-directed retirement accounts. If you want to learn more, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Just search IRA Financial. Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of AdMail. I'm Adam Bergman, tax attorney and founder of IRA Financial, and really excited about today's episode. This question is from Amy K of Bakersfield, California. Nice. Amy wants to know, can I move my 401k to a self-directed IRA? So this is a really good question that is probably, Amy, I would say, the most popular question I get over the last 12 years. This is it. Can I move my 401k to an IRA to do self-directed investments? The answer is, like I've said before, maybe. You hate me, right? Don't you hate lawyers? I hate when lawyers do that to me. You ask them a question, they write like a 4-page email with both sides and don't give you the answer. Well, I'm kind of doing that. Sorry. I'm saying maybe because technically this is how it works. In order to move money from a 401k to an IRA, you technically need what's called a triggering event. And a triggering event generally happens in 3 instances. You leave your job, which is the most common. You turn 59 and a half, which is probably the second most common. And the third and least common is if the plan terminates or there's a merger. Okay, those are triggering events. So if you're 42 years old and still work at company ABC and want to move to a self-directed IRA, and that's all your retirement money, you can't do it. I know it's frustrating. It makes no sense because in the IRA world, you can just do rollovers anytime you want. Direct, of course. But in the 401k world, you can't. Don't ask me why. It makes little sense to me, but those are the rules. So either leave your job, which I'm not encouraging anyone to quit, age 59 and a half, or the company terminates the plan / merger. That will give you the trigger event to do a rollover into a self-directed IRA. Now, if you want to do alternative assets because your 401k doesn't allow you, you're stuck in boring ETFs, mutual fund stocks, you want to do real estate or something else a little bit sexier, you got some options, right? If you're under 59 and a half, you still are employed at the job that has the 401k, then if you have former employer 401k funds, you're good to go. You can use those. You can roll those into the IRA. Even if you rolled the former 401k employer funds into your current employer plan, you can roll them out because they're not contributions. Now, you can always set up an IRA. If you have access to a 401k at work, now there's very low income thresholds, so you may not be able to do a pre-tax IRA, but in 2022, you still can do what's called a backdoor Roth IRA. So if you make more than $214,000 in 2022 and you're like, oh man, I can't do a Roth IRA, you can do what's called a backdoor Roth, where you can put in $6,000 or $7,000 if you're over 50, and you just make an after-tax IRA contribution and then convert it to Roth. And that will give you the $6,000 or $7,000, even if you participate in a 401k. Now, if you make less than $214,000, married file jointly, you can just do a Roth if you'd like. So those are some of your options, Amy, if you want to do self-directed investments, but you're currently employed, you're under the age of 59 and a half, you're not looking to quit or retire, or you don't think the company is going to terminate the plan or merge. What are your options? Well, if you have former employer funds, you can use those. You can do probably a Roth. The traditional IRA will probably be tough. Generally, if you have income of less than 60 or so thousand, you have the ability to do an IRA contribution. And even if you have access to a 401k plan, but it's a very low income threshold. So just want to be kind of cautious on that. Otherwise, the backdoor Roth IRA is probably your best bet. But again, that limits you to $6,000 or $7,000. That's pretty much all you're going to be able to do. So that's kind of it. It's frustrating, Amy. I know. I get this all the time. Like, I don't understand. What do you mean I can't touch the money? It's my money. Yeah, I know I still work at the company, but why can't I just move the money? That makes no sense. Yeah, I know. I've been there, but it's just the way it works. That's why people like the IRAs, because you have more flexibility. You can do contributions, rollovers anytime you want, just a little bit easier. So um, I'm sorry. Actually, what I wanted to do, Amy, is give you the number. So if you're married, filed jointly, and your adjusted gross income in 2022 is more than 129,000, and you're covered by a plan, you can't do a pre-tax IRA. If your spouse is covered by a plan, you make more than 214, then you can't do a pre-tax IRA. You can still do that after tax, but if you make less than 109 and you're married, filed jointly, and you're covered by a plan, you could do a pre-tax IRA and get a full deduction. Okay, so just want you to have all the information, because that's still limited to 6,000 or 7,000 if you're over 50, but at least it gives you some flexibility there versus if you make more than the 129 or the 214 married, filed jointly, and your spouse has the plan, not you, you're really stuck with a backdoor Roth unless you have former employer funds. So thank you so much, Amy, for the question. Those are really good basic questions. Thank you, Barry, for putting this together. I get some really amazing questions. So if you guys are shy and you kind of like have a question, send it in. You don't even have to use your name. I'll have your email, but I won't. If you say don't use my name, I won't. And I'm happy to answer the question. So you can send an email to info@IRA Financial or hit us up on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just say AdMail, ask Adam, or question for Adam, and just type it in, and I'll get to it. I got a lot of questions in queue, but they come. I tackle 3 a week, and I have a lot of fun with them. So if something pops up and I really like the question, I may just push it to the front of the line. So don't worry. You're not gonna have to. You may not have to wait that long. So send them in. Otherwise, thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you guys spending some time with me today. And check out AdMail. It's weekly. Every Thursday it drops 3 questions on various self-directed retirement topics. Probably my favorite podcast. I got a lot of fun preparing for them. I do research and prepare for these really wonderful questions. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast, and hopefully you come back for more. Other than that, have a great rest of your day. And thanks for spending some time with me. Take care.